the most brutal white tank top in cinema of all times. The one who saved the world 100 times from a meteorite, terrorist, bandits, alien invasion, and even from pumped-up James McAvoy. A symbol of a true American hero. The lucky number, the fifth element, and the last Boy Scout of Hollywood. An incredible actor whose images conquered millions of viewers around the world. A sex symbol of women, and not only women of any age. Ladies and gentlemen, to your attention, Bruce Willis, the immortal star of the world film industry, the coolest badass on the planet. And today, we are going to tell how Bruce Willis became famous, how a German boy with a chronic stuttering became the main symbol and face of the United States of America. This is before they got famous. Subscribe to the channel quickly, because we're getting started.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It all started in the German town of Idar Oberstein back in 1955. Little Bruce was born in the family of an American soldier and a German woman because, after the Second World War, many soldiers served in the territory of West Germany. After demobilization, the father took the family to New Jersey, and it was there where the conscious life of Bruce Willis began. So yes, one of the main symbols of the independent United States is half German by descent, which is quite ironic though. Anyhow, Bruce, together with his parents, two brothers and a sister, ended up in America. However, he definitely could not count on a celebrity career right away. What kind of superstar can a child with a chronic speech disorder be, right? Young Bruce stuttered incredibly hard as a child, literally after every word. But what a miracle. It was this stuttering that caused Bruce to choose the fate of an actor. The thing is that the boy was bullied a lot at school because of such a funny pronunciation of words, and he got so fed up with it that he went to the doctor and signed up for a drama club. Everything in order to train his conversational vocabulary and correct his chronic stuttering.
Houston, you have a problem.
And so, some time passed. Bruce got rid of his problem. But he liked playing in the drama club so much that he ended up staying there and began to really think, even dream about an acting career. One day, this boy will become a world-class star, a sex symbol and idol of millions. His name will be known all over the world, and he himself will produce a lot of good. He will become a patron and will heroically fight against a serious disease himself. Like a real hero, not a fictional hero from an action movie. But that will be later. And now we get back to the story of a boy with a speech disorder, who was helped in his struggle only by his own determination. However, after graduating from high school, Willis was left with no career options. The guy was forced to just take on any job that appeared in front of him. He managed to work as a security guard at the nuclear power plant, and even as a private detective. Yes, in real life, Bruce Willis was a true detective, like many of his legendary characters. So he didn't even need to live in the role. He already knew how to behave in such an image.
Why don't you come on down here to Police Plaza and we'll figure this out like a couple of men, huh?
But let's go back to the actor's youth. Since the future seemed to be vague, Bruce Willis, after working as a detective, landed the job at Montclair University, which he chose simply because he needed at least some education. Of course, with such an approach, he did not graduate from university, and in the third year, he simply left the educational institution. Frankly speaking, it's already getting hilarious. Almost every movie star we talk about on this channel left the university at some stage of their studies. Probably, this is such a special feature of creative people, like if you think the same way. In any case, the most difficult stage of his life began for Bruce Willis. The guy finally decided that he, by all means, wanted to become an actor. Therefore, he took a small amount of savings and flew to New York in pursuit of his dream. He went to all the auditions, trying to get somewhere, but they didn't want to take an absolute no-name, even for episodic roles in some trash. Therefore, he got a job as a bartender in order to have something to get by. Well, it was in the bar that an incredible stroke of luck happened to him. One day, a not-so-famous director came to that bar who was just looking for someone to play a cameo role as a bartender in his low-budget film. He liked Bruce because this is exactly how the director imagined the bartender. This was the first step. Willis drew a lucky ticket. That's how chance can completely change one's life.
Friends listen to each other. They don't shoot each other.
Work experience has always solved problems. And after a small role, Bruce was chosen for roles in the theater more often. A few Broadway performances, and that's it. You can leave the job of a bartender and concentrate on your career. Finally, in 1983, Bruce Willis's attempts to pass hundreds of auditions were crowned with many successes. The actor was cast in one episode of Miami Vice. He received several good offers for filming in commercials, became a host of comedy shows on television, and eventually found a really great job. The actor's first significant role was, of course, the role of a detective. The world didn't know about John McClane at the time, but Bruce probably just had the perfect detective look. The series, Moonlighting, just paved the way for Bruce Willis to fame. The success was significant, and the impressive charisma of Bruce Willis seemed to be noticed even by the blind. The actor simply focused all the attention of the audience on himself.
How am I driving? 1-800, I'm gonna f***ing die!
It was the same peak moment when Bruce Willis's star was born. This personal victory of Willis was especially important because of the path he took. Low wages, dropped out of university, poor life. All this was left behind because this newcomer won the role in the casting of 3,000 candidates and ended up acting perfectly. The entire top of Hollywood was then interested in the young actor, and especially the wine producer Seagram, which concluded a contract with Bruce Willis for wine advertising at a price of $7 million. That's how it was. Just one step from bartending to $7 million contracts. You just need to be in the right place at the right time. Well, and also make a lot of effort, invest a lot of time. In fact, a whole lot of everything. Bruce Willis finally achieved his goal. He started being invited to Hollywood roles. The first such was the role of Blake Edwards in the movie Blind Date with Kim Basinger and John Larroquette. Already a big enough role, and a solid enough cast. Career was developing very rapidly. So fast that then there was another role in the film, Sunset, and immediately after it, the role that made Bruce Willis an icon of millions and a star on a global scale. The role of a generation, role legend. The role of a character whose name was unknown only in those corners where there was no television.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
The role of John McClane in the action film Die Hard. And again, we got the legendary John McClane only by the coincidence of a lot of circumstances. That is, Bruce Willis was lucky again, because the first person to be invited to the role of an American hero in Die Hard was back then the main macho of Hollywood, Arnold Schwarzenegger. However, he refused because of his German roots, and all terrorists in Die Hard are Germans. The second, third, and fourth options for the role were Sylvester Stallone, Harrison Ford, and Richard Gere. When these three declined, Burt Reynolds and Don Johnson were invited. But what a miracle. Each of them had their own good reasons to refuse the offer. Someone was not satisfied with the script. Someone had family issues. And then it was the turn of the host of comedy shows and the guy from Moonlighting, an actor named Bruce Willis. And he did not pay any attention to his German blood, but was very positive about his role though. Absolutely no conflict, and ready to do what they said. At that time, the producers did not understand how much they had guessed with the image of the character.
That's great, John. Good job.
The script was adapted for Bruce Willis, and the world saw the same John McClane in a white tank top with a gun in his hands. The hero is not at all heroic in appearance, who is so similar to the average American. Just as tired of work, just as overcoming family problems. He is just as mad, just as much as he wants to smoke a cigarette. And he becomes a real hero, because this hero is hidden inside him. He saves the United States from brutal terrorists, and in a completely unusual, dirty, lazy manner, deals with the main antagonist. Oh, it was an incredible success. There was no famous actor in the picture at that time, but it so accurately reflected the hero that people wanted to see around the world that it became a real sensation, because Bruce even wrote jokes for his character himself.
Son of a bitch.
With a budget of $28 million, the picture collected $141 million. Incredible success. But the main thing is not even that, because the film almost immediately became an action classic. The name of Bruce Willis was everywhere. The character of John McClane became recognizable. At the same time, Bruce Willis became one of the main sex symbols of Hollywood, one of its most popular actors, and one of the richest guys. Due to the box office success, the actor's fee was then an unheard of $5 million and became a record payment for an actor's role at that time. That's how, just by working hard and relying on a few incredible coincidences, Bruce Willis made his way to world fame. Then there was a lot of everything. Roles in the next parts of Die Hard, which until some time were the litmus test of a high-quality action movie. The standard, which everyone looked up to. Bruce Willis became the face that alone could sell any action movie to the viewer. The Last Boy Scout, Striking Distance, next parts of the Die Hard franchise, Last Man Standing, The Fifth Element, Armageddon. Bruce Willis became a symbol of an American hero, an average person who saves the world or saves the USA. It doesn't matter what. When something needs saving, call Bruce Willis. And he starred in comedies, dramas, dystopias, and many other films. Colossal fees, a relationship, and a family with Demi Moore. It all came. Bruce Willis became famous.
I was telling him where the boat was. Game over, huh?
This was Bruce Willis's way to world fame, a little shorter than most of our heroes, whose videos you can watch on our channel. Sudden success. If you liked our work, like and subscribe to the channel. Many other beautiful and terrible stories of how ordinary people became stars and entered history await you.